changed, hasn't it? The prostate check. It's
blood,
not a finger
No, it's a blood
It's
thing.
not a finger now.
So I mean, that's part of the reason why I thought I can.
I mean, that's why I haven't gone, if I'm honest with you.
you wouldn't coming for the finger test now.
Yeah,
Do that anymore.
I'm not coming then. I'm not coming.
Time to level up.
Welcome to the Turn the Level Up podcast, a show with two brothers who run a bit and ride a bit and are still trying to work out what they want to do when they grow up, talk about cycling, running, share our useless views about stuff we know nothing about. I'm Phil, and this certified hunk of man candy is my brother Si.
I'm going to start using these when I introduce myself.
I know, right? I think you should start using them, like you do your email signature.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, just start like inserting them every now and then.
I'm going to have a new one for each week.
See if anybody notices. Yeah. How you doing?
I'm good, yeah. I've got good news.
Ooh, what's your news?
I'm a grandparent for the second time.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you.
Excellent. Yeah. That is big news.
Yeah.
Big news. Name? Do we know?
Isaac.
Oh, lovely name.
Yeah.
Oh, I know another Isaac. So Isaac must be a popular name at the moment. Yeah. Very nice. Congratulations to you, and congratulations to the parents, obviously, as well. How exciting. Our family is definitely getting too big to fit around the table now.
I know.
That's good. Excellent. We're meeting up with the family tomorrow as well.
Yeah.
And we met up for drinks last night. Friday night gang got together.
Yeah.
And had a few drinks at the pub, which was nice, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Lots of laughs.
I've had a mad busy day, so I apologise if I seem a little bit all over the place. I also apologise for the indoor headwear that's meant to be for outdoors. I was meant to get a haircut today. I didn't get a haircut, so I wore a hat all day thinking, I'm going to get a haircut later, so I'll wear a hat all day.
Oh, you can't take
And now I've just got hat hair, and I don't know what's underneath it. I'm just going to have to be hot. And I've worn like a real thick fleece top as well.
I might have to open a window in a bit.
Yeah, I could just take my jumper off, I guess. But, Anyway, we're rambling. Right. First of all, intrusive thoughts.
Yes.
Have you ever had any, and have you ever acted on any? Acted on any. That would be it, wouldn't it? Acted on any intrusive thoughts. There's loads around about when your dad's shouting at you, you just want to tell him to F off or something, or punch him in the face, jump off something. I've never really had any of those where I just want to throw myself off something.
I've not thrown myself, but in a car though, I've been tempted. What would it be like to drive off a bridge?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think the result would be good, but to do it would be.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever had any like that massive. Yeah. I've had one recently that I've acted out. Do you want to hear about it?
Yeah.
It's cycling related.
Okay.
So when I'm riding to work, I quite often ride in the bus lanes and stuff. And obviously you're riding in the bus lanes, there's people at the bus stops. Yeah. And there's this weird relationship between people at bus stops and people on bikes where I can't quite figure out whether they're looking at me going, why on earth would you do that when there are buses and cars on the planet? Or whether they're looking at me going, damn it, why didn't I think of that?
That's quick.
Yeah, that's so much faster. He's in the bus lane that I'm going to be in and he's going quicker than the bus.
Yeah.
That's just not fair. So I can't quite figure out. But the one thing that does happen is quite often they'll stick their hand out to wave the bus that's behind me.
All right, okay.
And I just want to high five them, right? Every single time it comes into my head, just want to high five you. Just want to high five you. So the other day, I was riding into work. I was actually making a video on my way into work. I didn't have the camera on at the time. I wish I had. And I was in the bus lane, and as I rode past, they stuck their hand out. So I just shouted, high five, and shot my hand out. Honestly, I have never seen anyone move back so quickly in my life. I thought they were going to go for it. When you just think, they'll obviously just high five me back. Yeah. I was going like 20 miles an hour, though. I would have taken their hand off. It would have been bad. But yeah, so I acted on it, but it didn't quite happen. Didn't quite work out. Yeah.
The interesting thing will be if you ever pass that person at the bus stop again and they're ready.
Yeah,
they might
shout it out.
Go,
yeah, hey, high five. Yeah. I'm gonna leave them hanging. Yeah.
Smooth one.
Yeah. Proper. Oh dear.
Nice.
Nice. Okay. Shall we get into it?
Let's do it.
All right. Okay. I've got a couple of things today that we're going to talk about. The first one I want to talk about is why would they do that? I've got a good one for you today. I'm going to try and make you cry a little.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I don't actually want to make you cry,
Yeah.
but you know, if I do make you cry, then
Good on the
it's then
camera,
on
isn't it?
video, and then you
Yeah.
know it makes a really good thumbnail.
Okay.
If I'm honest with you, and I really struggle for thumbnails. So, you know, if you could get something to help me out with that, that would be really helpful.
I'm trying to remember what Joey out of Friends does to make himself cry. I think it's a
Oh,
hand in the pocket.
It's a hand in the
Is it?
pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a hand in the pocket.
Okay.
I mean, you could try that.
Yeah.
I,
Yeah, it might
I,
make me
I
cry
don't
anyway.
think you need it.
Go on then.
All right. Okay. Okay. I'm going to play it here. I'll play it alongside so that then they can kind of hear you reacting to whatever it is.
Okay.
Okay. Do you want me to tell you anything about it first, or do you just want to watch it?
No, I'll watch it then. Go on.
Okay. You put those on.
Ooh.
Okay. Ready?
I'm ready. Maybe I shouldn't speak for a second.
Oh, did I get you?
Oh man.
Okay, so this is two brothers. It is Pedro and Miguel. Pedro has cerebral palsy,
Okay.
and Miguel, his brother, is a man who raises awareness and money for charities for cerebral palsy, doing all kinds of endurance things. And when Pedro first heard about the Ironman event, he wanted to do it, wanted to be part of it.
Yeah.
So they launched Project Iron Brothers, and to raise awareness and raise money for cerebral palsy. And what an incredible thing to have done. So for all of the audio listeners, what Miguel did was had Pedro in a raft for the swim, did the full swim of the Ironman with him in a raft behind him, dragging him behind. I actually read about somebody else who was in the same Ironman who couldn't figure out what was this thing in front of him, and then realized that there was a man dragging a raft and he was in front of him. So what an incredible athlete. And then got off the bike, and then he had him in a trailer for the bike, and then he had him in a special kind of wheelchair that he could run behind for the run as well, which is a marathon at the end. I mean, absolutely insane.
I mean, you keep showing me these things that don't make me feel better about what I've achieved in a day at all. But yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, and also they don't make me feel like a very good brother.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry, mate. That ain't happening. It's just not. Like, I mean, fair play. That they raised money for the Association of Cerebral Palsy of Lisbon.
Yeah.
Which is where they're from as well. You can check them out, by the way, at Iron Brothers Triathlon on Instagram. I managed to kind of track them down to there. There's loads of stuff about them on the Ironman's website as well. But what incredible achievement that is. And just the bit at the end where they're just hugging at the end, I think is just a symbol of it. It was not just about doing that and raising the money for them. It's about them doing that together, and Miguel being able to support Pedro with it. Just think that's incredible.
I mean, you say you wouldn't do it, but actually you're mad enough that I think
I do.
If I was in a bad way, you would do it. It'd be me that'd be going, oh, I'm not sure I want to be in a raft with you pulling me along in the water.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. Why not?
Fair play to you.
Yeah, but fair play. I mean, absolutely insane, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just insane. I couldn't do one part of that.
No.
Just, I mean, what would be the worst bit? The swim, I think.
Yeah, swim would be really tough.
I mean, swim can make it feel like you're dragging and getting nowhere anyway.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, trying to drag a raft behind you, it's just insane.
Yeah.
Insane. But anyway, yeah. If you are an audio listener, I'll put a link down to their Instagram stuff. Go and check them out. It's an incredible story and a very moving video as well. I didn't cry, honest. Not about it. Nothing. Anyway, we're going to move on to a feature that we started last week where Si takes over to ask a question, discuss a topic, or share a thought, or maybe just give us the secret to his skin routine, tips on how to check your own prostate at home, or maybe even how to make the perfect 3-egg omelette in a feature that we like to call Size Matters.
Most matters don't matter, but size matters.
Oh, you've built that. There's a couple of things in there, actually. E45 skin.
Okay, thanks.
Prostate cancer. I wore the little man last week.
Yeah.
I realised I haven't been checked, so I actually wrote to the doctors this week and said, "Can I come and check?" They sent me a leaflet which basically says, "Here's a couple of reasons that it's a good reason to do it, and here's 8 or 9 reasons why it's not such a good thing to do it." So,
it's changed, hasn't it? The prostate check. It's
blood,
not a finger now.
No, it's a blood thing.
It's not a
yeah.
finger.
So, I mean, that's part of the reason why I thought I can.
I mean, that's why I haven't gone. If I'm honest with you.
you coming for the finger test now.
Yeah.
That anymore.
I'm not coming then. I'm not coming.
I booked in for that on Thursday, so yeah. I thought,
fair play.
That's a good thing to do.
Yeah. I thought you couldn't do it until you were a certain age. Are you at a certain age?
No, I don't know. I just wrote to them and said, "Can I do the test?" They said you have to read this leaflet first, and then you decide whether you want to do it. And I read the leaflet, and it's a bit strange because it's if you catch it early, it's good and all these things. But then there's a chance of false positives, and there's a chance that you could have something in your blood, but you might never know. You might live with it forever and be okay.
So the finger, there's still a chance of the finger.
So maybe you still get the finger.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm going for.
That's what we're talking about.
So yeah, good to get checked.
Right.
I mean, that was one of the things you and I said we'd do more was get checked and stuff. So
Yeah. I mean, not so keen now.
No.
Now that I know it's just a blood thing, but we'll still go for it. Yeah.
You don't know where they're taking the blood from. Anyway, moving on.
Wow.
That wasn't my thought. Anyway, for the week.
Okay.
My thought for the week was a little bit is about positive mental attitude.
Okay.
And I don't want this to start off like a motivational quote or anything like that. It's more about kind of a realization that life's kind of short and you should make the most of it. And I've built it up a little bit, but essentially my kind of quote, where I'm at in life, is doing something you love is great, but loving the way you do something is better.
Okay.
So I could just stop and leave it there, but I'll give a little bit of context as well. So when my kids were growing up and they were going to school, I was saying to them, you should go to school. You need to learn so that when you get to the age where you've finished school, you know what you want to do. And they were trying to decide what they want to do for careers. And I was saying to them, you want to be able to do something you love, or you want to be educated enough that you can earn enough money to do what you love, or you create enough freedom in the job so you can do the things you love.
Okay.
I've kind of worked for 30 years with that mentality, even myself, and then had the realization in the last year probably that I get 5 weeks off a year and weekends, and I was kind of living for those 5 weeks in the year based on the rest of the year that I was working, which isn't a great way to go because the 5 weeks just isn't enough. The weekends aren't enough. So I was trying to think about it, and I went for a run this morning. I was thinking about this, and I thought some of the best days that I've had at work, and not because my job's been easy or I felt fully in control, they're the days where I've kind of really put the effort in, come out the other side and gone, oh, I smashed it today. Even sometimes where I'm having to have a conversation that's really difficult with somebody, and then I'm going out of it thinking, I really put the effort in. That was a great day. And it wasn't something I was particularly looking forward to doing. I've also had some days that have been really easy. And even where maybe somebody else has done something great in the day and I've just completely got to the end of it and thought, I didn't even give them any praise. I didn't do anything. I thought, oh, that's not great either. So it's a bit of it's where I've kind of got to in life now, that I ended up with a job that turned into a career that wasn't what I thought I was going to do. I thought I was going to be a footballer like everybody did. And I'm never going to get to that point. And I still, like you say, we're still trying to work out what we want to do with our future. So I'm at that point now where it's like, I really need to be able to get through a day and think, oh, I love the way I did that rather than I loved what I did.
Okay.
So that's where I'm kind of getting to now. I realize I've now given my kids bad advice for the last 20 years, which isn't great, but so I'm not trying to give advice, but that's the kind of the point I'm at now is, try and do something.
That's deep.
Yeah, it's kind of deep.
Okay. So I get what you're saying, and 100% the days where I've grafted and put in the effort for something, whether I've wanted to do that or not, have been the most fulfilling days.
Yeah.
And you know, a lot of the time that's because that's something that you're personally invested in as well.
Yeah.
And most of the time that's because it's something that was your idea to start with, and you've put that forward and you've made it a success. So, you know, I think that that's the same with anything, isn't it, in life? The things that you've worked hard for are the things that are worth having, rather than the ones that were easy. They're kind of just throwaway moments, aren't they? They're just not kind of key moments. For example, we all went away on holiday as a whole family to Centre Parks. That was hard work, man. Like the whole weekend was hard work. You know, the cooking, barbecue, the entertaining everybody, the making sure everybody was okay. But it was amazing.
Oh, it was
like we all
rewarding.
finished
Brilliant.
it just going, that was the best weekend ever. I mean, I was so tired, just exhausted. But the memories we created and the laughs that we had and the time that we had as a family was worth it. So even outside of work, those times when it's hard work, they pay off. And you know, because you've invested in that pays off. So I suppose it doesn't really matter what you're doing, does it? It doesn't have to be the job that you're doing now.
No.
It's the fact that you're going to put some effort into something and see something come out the other side.
It's not even just the job. I mean, like, you get to the weekend sometimes and you got a plan and the plan just goes to pot completely.
Yeah.
You end up having to do something or go and help somebody or something. But I've been through weekends where I got to the end of the weekend and thought, that was such an easy weekend. I achieved absolutely nothing. I feel a bit like, I wish I'd had a bit of a plan. Whereas I've got to other weekends where I've had a plan, it's been completely destroyed. I've really helped somebody out and I've got to the end of it and thought, I've still got all those things to do, but I feel great about my weekend. I feel good about myself for doing that.
What's the answer then?
I think it's that you haven't got to do something always that you love doing, but you've got to put in the effort. Feel like I did it in a good way. I can't remember exactly what my quote was now, but and it's great to have the job. If you can get a job that you love doing, perfect. But you can still get a job that you love doing. I mean, you look at athletes and footballers and people like that you can see they're not enjoying what they're doing. I mean, their whole dream was to become a footballer. They become a footballer, they get there, and you just see that something's not quite right. They still don't quite enjoy doing it. Or you see people in a job that they have ambitions to earn a certain amount of money, and the money just doesn't kind of make them happy.
Yeah.
The best times I've had at work are where I've really decided I'm going to do something, and I've put the effort in, and at the end of it, I kind of think, I feel good about what I achieved. It's not my dream. It's not like, I mean, I mentioned on the first podcast, I work with paint. Okay, I'm a little bit passionate about paint because it's been 30 years, but paint wasn't my kind of dream. It doesn't inspire me in that many ways, but the effort I put into the things I've achieved, I feel good about. And there's some things, like I said, I've had conversations with people, even about redundancy. So I've had to make somebody redundant, and I've got home on the evening and I thought, I couldn't have handled that any better. I'm really pleased with the way I prepared for it, the way I did it, the way I made them feel, how I helped them get onto the next step and everything else. I couldn't have done it better. And there's massive opportunities that I've missed to really encourage somebody. And I think, oh man, I just didn't really put the effort in on that one. So I think it is just, I don't know, love what you're doing a bit more. I mean, look back and be able to say, I really put everything into it. I think that's more.
Yeah, I think my mentality has changed a lot recently. I've been in a career for 20 years. And absolutely loved my job. I was extremely passionate about my job to the point where I spent 17 years in the classroom as a teacher rather than moving up the ladder, because I just loved what I was doing and I loved being there. And I thought there was more value to me being there at the time than me being anywhere else within the school. And, you know, with that as well, there came a lot of pressure and a lot of commitment, personal time and family time. It kind of went out the window, and you're kind of doing a lot more things that you just you shouldn't probably do in terms of your contracted hours and
Yeah.
that, because you're so passionate about it. More recently, I think I've my passion for it's faded. I suppose in this, it's not the same
Yeah.
passion. At least I'm still passionate about the work we do with the children and and that kind of thing. But I don't feel personally a calling to that job anymore. So I'll have to look for rewards in different places now, because it used to just be a reward to turn up.
Yeah.
And I have a big sign that I made that's on my wall that just says it's a privilege to be here. And that's genuinely how I used to feel every time I turned up. And now I'm not so much needing to be there. I don't feel it's a calling anymore. But what I do feel is that it's a job that I don't want to do badly.
Yeah.
And I want to turn up every day and I want to leave satisfied that I've done a good job.
Yeah.
So no matter what that job is, and most of my job now is paperwork and admin, it ends up quite boring. But I want to do a good job of it. If I've got to write 7 emails, I want to make sure those emails are really clear, really concise, and that people understand exactly what the message is. If that's what I've got to do, then I want to do a good job of that. A couple of times recently, I've kind of been a bit like, oh, I'll just get it done. And I've left and gone, yeah, nah, I'm not happy with that. That's not okay. So yeah, I understand that completely. But I think no matter what your job is, no matter how passionate you are, whether you do a job that you love or not, you eventually get to a point where you just go, oh, I've kind of given this everything I've got. You know what I mean? I've got to the end of where my passion hits, and I'm now just in my own integrity.
I suppose it's that the kind of the grass is not greener on the other side.
No.
So you're probably going to get to the next thing, and unless you decide you're going to be passionate or you're going to put in everything on that thing,
it's a job.
It's going to be the same thing. And whatever.
Genuinely, I'm turning up for money. Like, I don't care about the passion. I'm turning up for money. You give me a paycheck at the end of the month, I am yours.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and you know, that goes for any other job that I might be looking for. If that job's got the paycheck and I can do that job and I can do it well and I can walk away satisfied every day that I've done a good job, you can pay me the money. I'm happy.
Yeah.
I don't have to love what I'm doing, as long as I can do it well and walk away satisfied.
That's my point. Like, you haven't got to love what you're doing, but love the way you've done it. That's kind of the point.
What I want to do is I want to love what that job is giving me, the opportunities that it's giving me, the money that it's giving me, the time off that it's giving me. You know what I mean? I'm very lucky to have the holidays that I have, so I've been able to spend all the time with the kids. You know what I mean? All of those things they're amazing. But you know, it's a job. I'm there for cash. Like, if you're not paying me, I'm not coming. I'm just not turning up. It's not happening. I often see these people who like, oh yeah, well, they haven't been paid for like 3 months, and like, why are you still turning up?
What are you going for?
If you hadn't paid me for the first month, I wouldn't have turned up the next day. That's just the way it works. You haven't paid me, I'm not coming. So you know, it's I am. I am now very much a person who works to live. You know what I mean? I want to do a good job, and I want to hold my head high, and I want to do people proud and things, but I want to get paid.
I think I've always worked to live. I just think I was working to live in those 5 weeks and at weekends rather than still living in the week, and I was kind of getting through. And I was enabling lots of other people to enjoy their jobs.
I tried to flip that for a while, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I did try and flip that for you for a long time. I was trying to convince you that actually the week was better than the weekend.
Yeah.
You know, you don't pay for somebody to clean your house. Somebody cleans you. You know what I mean? You go to work. You don't have to pay for the heating. You go to work, and somebody else cleans the toilets. Somebody else does the vacuuming. Right, nice. Okay. I don't know if we came up to a conclusion there, other than, you got to go to work, so you might as well just try and enjoy it while you're there. Otherwise, you're wishing your life away, I guess.
Well, I'm 30 years into a career, and now my mentality's kind of changing, I think, and that's okay. I think it should keep evolving about what becomes important. But yeah, don't carry on doing something you don't enjoy. That's not my point. Find a way to enjoy doing it, and I think you'll enjoy it more if you love the way you do it.
Yeah.
Even if you don't actually like what it is that you do, you can still love the way you decide to do it. That's what I'm trying to do every day.
Okay, good. Yeah. All right. So don't have to love it, but you can enjoy it.
Yeah.
That's probably about right, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Cool. Lovely. All right. Nice one. Size matters. Thanks, man. Right. Let's move on to pounding another one out.
Pounding another one out. Fitness goals, no room for doubt.
I don't know if I can stick with this song one because it sticks in my head. So we might have to.
Not now. You've got to stick.
Yeah,
to it.
it's also that pounding another one out is starting to just mean this now.
Yeah.
And I'm worried that it's just going to slip out of conversation. Yeah. Me and my brother were just pounding another one out this week. And you know what I mean? Like,
down by the canal.
I don't need that. I don't need it. Ooh, no. Ooh. Let's not talk about that. Not the canal thing again. Right. Now, just a little one for everybody on the listeners and the viewers here. We usually film this on a Sunday and it's a Saturday today.
It is.
So, we will forgive you if we're a day behind on any mileage or runs, I guess, because we've still got tomorrow to go. So 4 runs.
4 runs.
4 runs. Nice.
Last week I did 5, but the 5th was on the Sunday. So yeah, I've done 4. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 30 minutes each day.
Nice.
This morning when I did an hour. Woke up at 4:30, couldn't sleep. Went out at 5:45 this morning.
Oh, very good.
Pitch black, yeah.
It's actually quite a nice morning. I
It
suppose it was dark then.
It was a bit fresh and cold then, but yeah. It was beautiful after that, yeah.
I went out with the dog this morning and it was really nice.
Yeah.
That's impressive. So you're planning on running tomorrow as well?
So yes, I am planning on running tomorrow. So the one thing I haven't done is I haven't done the aliens chasing me through the woods thing yet because I've been running at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
so
you don't want to do that.
It's fine. So tomorrow I can run a little bit later. So I've got the app downloaded and
you're going to try it?
So I'm going to try all of that and see what happens tomorrow.
See if you get any zombies chasing you.
Yeah.
The problem is though, if there's any actual zombies chasing you, you won't be able to hear them because you like the headphones.
That's probably safe for me.
Yeah. Have you seen the video of the woman who's snowboarding down the mountain, videoing herself snowboarding down, and there's a bear chasing behind her? It's absolutely insane. I'll send it to you. It's crazy. Yeah, she's just snowboarding down. She's singing Rihanna, work. Like, she's going down. She's loving it. And behind us, this like bear just pounding, like trying to get to her, and then she just drops down into this real steep bit and gets away from him. Doesn't even know. Mad. So that might be you in the trail. The zombies chasing you. Didn't even know. They're just there, sprinted away from them. Very good. So aiming for the 5. Very good.
Yeah. I mean the toughest bit isn't even the cold. This week was cold and wet. It was and windy as well. It's the dark. Just getting up in the dark. So in the summer it's great. I mean, I'm
struggling with the dark at the moment.
But the dark.
We've both always struggled with the dark in the winter stuff.
But if I hadn't got the goal to do it, if I hadn't got the goal to do 4 a week, I wouldn't. There's a couple of times this week I would have stayed.
It's just putting some pressure on as well, isn't it? Don't you think?
Yeah. I'm a little bit obsessive about these things, so I could have said
me too.
7, and I would have been doing 7. But I've tried to be a bit more less obsessive.
Yeah,
a bit more less obsessive, a bit less obsessive,
a bit less more obsessive.
Yeah, but I'm trying to stick to the goal. So yeah, so far so good. Yeah.
Impressive, good. I'm on 95.87.
Okay,
so I've got 1 day to go, so I'll kind of get to that. I did do my FTP test this week,
and the results are.
I did it today actually.
Okay.
I did it this morning.
Yeah.
It wasn't good.
Oh, even with the leg warmers and all of that.
Well, no, I didn't go full leg warmers, but I did go full enthusiasm. I did make a video.
Oh, okay, cool.
So that's actually going up later this evening because, I've got to just sort out the upload for that. But I did do an FTP test. So I was 273, and I've dropped to 257.
Right, okay.
So not a massive, but it's a drop. It's a drop. Yeah. A couple of factors, I think, but they'd be excuses rather than reasons, maybe.
I mean, having a kind of semi-dislocated shoulder this week probably hasn't helped.
Yeah, but excuse, not reason.
No, I know, but...
Yeah, I had a bit of a chest thing this week. We're not going to get into it. I wasn't particularly feeling great.
Yeah.
But it's how I felt and it's how fit I am at this moment. So, it is what it is. What I'm thinking is I might do 1 every month. I don't know if that's a good thing to do or not.
Well, so what exactly? So it's an hour, right?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a whole hour.
No. So you do a ramp test. So basically you start with like a 5-minute warm up at like 125 watts which is just spinning your legs.
Yeah.
And then after that, it ramps up every minute to a new power. And you just keep going. You test to failure.
Right. Okay.
So until you grind to a halt.
Yeah.
And it is horrible. So I grind to a halt. It's just what it is, isn't it? I mean, I can't do anything about it. I did the test. That's what I came out.
You did the test, though. That's
Yeah,
what you
yeah.
said you were going to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, we won't dwell on it too much. I'm a little bit disappointed, but yeah, it is what it is. I can't do anything about it now. So.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, hopefully I'll get my 4 point.
What we should do is I should
3
do
miles.
it and then see what my
You know
score
what
is,
I
and
did
then
think though? You know what I did
that'd
think
make
for
you
the
feel
next
much
one?
better.
What I could do is just someone screaming at me. You know what I mean?
Should we do that and video that?
Yeah. Like I need someone like you know, like just do it. Come on, stop it. Stop. Come on. Just like proper like hollering at me, like music. Just I need it all going on. I need to be in one of them
It's like a torture chamber with the lights going.
Yeah.
Like
Like
heavy metal
flashing
music and
lights,
stuff,
just, sensory overload. Everything's just going mental. And then, like, when the lights come back on, I'm still on like 150 watts. And I'm like, what the hell, man? Just like dripping with sweat, blood coming out of my nose and everything.
I'm going to watch that video.
That is definitely one worth watching, isn't it? It's like a horror movie.
Yeah.
All right. Excellent. Okay. Well done to you. Looks like you're going to have another 5 run week. So that's really good.
Yeah.
And hopefully I'll hit my 100 miles. And one thing I am going to do is I do these free rides whenever I do the bike out the back. But I'm going to do more of a training program.
Right. Okay.
So actual like proper workouts rather than me just getting on and just heading for a bit.
Yeah, I mean, my runs are just jogs at the moment. I'm literally just trying to get back up to a
Yeah.
level where I feel happy. And then
Which is fine when I'm out for a ride. I like just going out for a ride. But if
Yeah.
I'm going to be out the back and I'm going to be using that for something, I might as well just use it for something.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good. Right. We're on a break.
We were on a break!
We're going to do something a little bit different this week because we started a new playlist on Spotify. So we're going to add some songs to it this week. And I also have something else, a little treat for you.
Oh, okay.
We'll save that for a minute, though. So we're going to go for a couple of things, 3 different songs each this week we get to add to the playlist.
Okay.
And we're going to start with you. You can add... Actually, we'll go down the list and we can both add our own things because we've got 3 categories.
Yeah.
Ready? Okay, so we're going with old school classic.
Oh, how old school is old school?
Well,
Can I go
old school could be...
2000s?
Yeah.
Chelsea Dagger.
Okay, excellent. That's a tune.
Yeah, Fratelli's.
Yeah.
Definitely 2000s, I think.
All right, excellent. Any reason? Just like it?
Yeah, I mean it's a mess of a song. I love it. It's great. Yeah.
I'm actually going for Mardy Bum.
Oh, good one. Yeah.
Arctic Monkeys.
Yeah.
Just every time it comes on, it's just like you just can't help it.
I've
Can't
had
help
to
it.
sing to
Yeah.
That's exactly
Which is what makes it an old school classic, I guess, isn't it?
Yeah.
That as soon as it comes on, everybody in the room starts, don't they?
Yeah.
Next one, we're going banger to get you ready for the run or ride.
Oh, probably at the start and hopefully for that first K is Iron Maiden, Run to the Hills.
Ooh. You know what?
It's my absolute favourite song to run to, and it gets the tempo's good.
Yeah.
For kind of pace I want to go at, but it actually speeds up a little bit in the song as well, and I speed up when it speeds up. So, yeah, I love it.
Nice. I'm going to go for. I had about 4 or 5 for this, which I just could not decide. I'm actually going to go for "Oh My Gosh" by Jamie XX.
Ooh, yeah.
Do you know it?
Yeah.
Because it's just an absolute banger. When that like properly kicks in, it's like, oh my gosh, oh my god, yeah, you like that, and you're trying to get up the hill, just shouting, oh my gosh, realise you can't breathe. That's the one, yeah. All right, excellent. There's 2 good ones there. And the next one, song you've had on repeat for a while, a general kind of on the loop tune. Got anything?
I mean, last week I talked about country, but I'm going to go with Elbow.
Okay.
Grounds for Divorce.
Nice.
I saw Elbow live last year as well, and that was awesome. Like interacting with the crowd and everything.
Yeah.
So I actually listened to a live.
Saw them in Glastonbury. This is amazing.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. That's a good tune. Excellent. I'm going to go for a song called Adored by a band called Everyone You Know.
Okay.
Streets mixed with Kasabian, mixed with Oasis, mixed with a few other things. Yeah, weird one. They've kind of had a few EPs out and then they've released an album and now they're disbanding. Yeah, tune though. It's been on
Don't know it.
loop for a while. So yeah, good tune. All right, lovely. So we'll put the link to the Spotify playlist in the description for you. And we added a few tunes from last week from your suggestions as well. So we'll add those to it and we'll keep building up a little playlist of tunes as well.
I nearly went with a Thai song just so you could have put it on the playlist.
Yes. We might have to do that. I know exactly which song it'll be as well. Yeah, excellent. Right, okay. That's a good one. Right, I've got something for you as well. Since this is all about kind of resting and recovering,
Yeah.
I'm going to share with you my favourite recovery drink.
Okay.
Have you finished your tea already?
Yeah.
There you go. That works out perfect timing, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So I've bought you something. It's one of the reasons why I was late.
I'm excited.
Well, it's not that exciting. It's just that I had it in the box. So, not sponsored, would like to be. So this is the Mars milk drink. This is my recovery drink of choice. It tastes like a Mars bar in a drink, which they've had the bottles of for a long time.
Yeah.
In a can, though, it takes it to another level.
Are we going now? Or...
Yeah, we can
Oh,
go
let's
now.
do it now.
It is genuinely one of my favourite drinks, and they do them. 2 of these cans for £1
Oh,
at the one stop by me, and I think at the Tesco as well. And after a ride, one of these,
yeah,
absolutely sensational.
if the people watching in Brazil want one, it's a long way to go, but
I mean, yeah. I mean, unless they sell them there. I'll tell you the other thing I'd like to try, which I haven't tried.
nice.
I know, it's good, isn't it?
Oh, it's like the Mars ice cream. Everything's actually better than the Mars bar itself.
Yeah, it tastes like a Mars ice cream, like the
Yeah.
inside of the Mars ice cream once you get through the chocolate. Yeah, phenomenal. 2 of those for £1. You can buy the powder as well. I've bought the powder, the protein powder, Mars.
Okay.
That's pretty good as
I
well.
feel like Rafa Nadal. I feel like it needs to line up somewhere.
Yeah. It's product placement. Is that what we're doing now?
Exactly.
But yeah, that's my my recovery drink of choice. I like that. I like a Chocomel, not as much as I like that.
Oh, that's nicer.
It's
It's not
but
too
it's the
thicky, actually. I
can.
thought it was going to be too
Oh,
thick.
it's
Yeah,
the
it's
can. The bottles are okay, but the can is just special.
Nice.
I've actually looked at the proteiny stuff on the back as well, and it works out cheaper to buy the cans than it did to buy the protein shakes.
Okay, cool.
So now I just buy the cans. Yeah, there you go.
I like it.
If there's a one stop near you, 2 for £1.
Hmm.
Pretty good. There you go. We were on a break. That's a pretty good one for we were on a break, wasn't it? We had a nice little treat there as well. Okay. Right, we're going to move on to one big question.
One big question.
Okay.
I got a big question for you.
Okay.
Does what you wear make you better or faster? I don't just mean in life. I mean like with running or riding. So do the things, and I don't mean like in terms of aero gains or, oh, I've got this pair of spikes and I'm running on a track.
Yeah.
I mean like you're running on the road and you've got an old pair of joggers on and a tatty old t-shirt, or you've got your best running gear on. Does that make you better and faster?
I think it does, because it affects you mentally. I don't think it's so much that it makes, because I think you've got to be a pretty elite athlete to be looking for those real marginal gains. But I think it probably does a little bit. I mean, I wear a Garmin watch when I run, and I actually still record the run at the moment on my phone rather than on the Garmin. But the Garmin makes me watch what I'm doing minute by minute, whereas the phone tells me every 5 minutes where I'm up to. So that definitely makes me do something a little bit different. Did it make me faster just because I was wearing it? Probably not. It probably just changed the way I kind of looked at the run.
Yeah.
I've got a bit of a surprise for you, actually.
Oh.
I've got myself some new running trains.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I've actually
This is a revelation.
Yeah, I've actually gone for some Asics.
Oh, wow. Look at those.
So I'm probably not going to wear them tomorrow. Because I'm going to do a trail run.
Oh, yeah.
Gel Phoenix 12.
They look nice.
So I had a little. I didn't quite jog around the shop because I thought I'd look too stupid, but I had a bit of a move around. But I've got a feeling when I put those on, they're probably a little bit more cushioned than what I wear. But I think I'll feel like I need to have a bit more of a spring in my
Yeah,
step.
yeah. That
So I
first
think it
ride.
might actually
That first run's going to be
bouncing along.
nice. Okay. I definitely think this is an absolute fact. And it's ridiculous because we all know it's not true. However, I have gone out sometimes wearing the sensible thing that I should be wearing,
Yeah.
which isn't the most comfortable or isn't something that I feel that great in. And I have hated it. And then I've gone out other times where I haven't worn the most sensible thing. I've been maybe too cold.
Yeah.
More often than not. But I was happy with
What you were wearing.
what I was wearing. So I loved it.
Yeah.
And I felt like I was faster. It's ridiculous, isn't it? Like I've got this thing about white socks. White socks are faster. They're just faster. They are. They're just faster. You put white socks on, white socks and white shoes. Oh man, you're like lightning.
I'm gonna be.
And there's something about it. If you wear like full black kit, white socks, white shoes, fast. Honestly, white helmet, fast. I don't know what it is. And even today, I did the FTP test. Put my best shorts on and white socks. You know what I mean? The problem I did make was, do I put black shoes on?
Yeah,
I should have put white shoes on.
You'd have smashed it then.
But like, yeah, even like to do the test, I was like, no, I'm getting the kit on. I'm getting the kit on that I feel the best in. It's something about how you feel, isn't it?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
And especially you're right, when you get new trainers, you're like, wow, I didn't even feel like I was running.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
And then the next day you're like, I think I've torn about 7 muscles.
I don't think it'll make any difference to my knees for a while because they're already sore. But I think I will feel like my knees feel great for the first couple of days. And it'll just be in my head. It's the way it is.
So yeah, I think we can put that down as fact.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
There's pretty much no doubt there, is there, that whatever you're wearing makes you faster or slower. It's so ridiculous, isn't it? That it's just that mental thing which just makes you go, "Oh, put that on because that'll make me quicker."
But if I get up in the morning and I'm working from home one day, I still get up and have a shave and a shower and put a shirt on and everything else. Because if I sit there in a t-shirt, it's just a slightly different mentality. It's the same kind of thing. I think I work better with a shirt on.
Yeah,
which is stupid because I'm less comfortable in a shirt than I am in a t-shirt. But still,
yeah, it puts you in that mindset, doesn't it?
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, it is a fact.
We've proven it now.
It's proven. White socks are faster. We've proven it here. Right. Okay. We're going to move from one big question from me to one big question from somebody else.
Okay.
Because in the Q&A I did one big question.
Yeah.
That other people wanted to ask. So I've chosen one of the one big questions.
Okay.
I'm not sure if that's how you say that, but that is what I've done. So, sorry, I've lost the question. I don't even need it. I know what the question was. What suddenly made you start doing content? Was the question.
Okay.
So, I kind of answered this for me last week, but actually the podcast wasn't particularly my idea. It was yours.
Yeah, but I didn't know we were going to do it. I thought you were going to do it.
Yeah, but like very quickly it became us doing it.
Yeah.
So why? I mean, it's a damn good question. I've asked myself a number of times while I've been editing.
Oh, I know the answer for me though. I do.
Oh.
I've said a couple of times. I've been asked a couple of times, have you got New Year's resolutions? And I don't really do resolutions because they just fall apart pretty quickly. I mean, my first New Year's resolution is usually I won't drink in January, and by the second I've already been out because it's still holiday time.
Yeah.
But I said I was going to improve my work-life balance.
Okay.
Spending time with you on a Sunday improves my work-life balance because I tend to just work on a Sunday and prep for the week.
Yeah.
It's just stopped. It hasn't stopped me working on a Sunday, but it's just changed my focus completely. And getting close to 50, it's now taken me out of my comfort zone, and I've worked out how to kind of live in my comfort zone. I need to do something different. So, yeah, this is it. I mean, you do most of the work for this. I'm doing 3 or 4%, you're doing the other. I can't work that out, but more than 90%. But
Wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
good maths.
yeah,
Yeah. Oh, it's a good job you're not like a purchasing director or somewhere, isn't it? Like,
but you and I chat about this all week with ideas that most of them don't make it to the podcast because either
they're really
they
inappropriate.
shouldn't. Yeah,
They're
probably
really
shouldn't.
inappropriate. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's just given me something else to think about all week.
Yeah, I've found that almost to the point where I'm now having to manage the distraction a little bit,
Oh, yeah.
actually. But actually, it's been a real godsend at the right time, I think, for me, where I was really struggling with work and why put in all this effort? Why am I doing all of this? And I needed something else that wasn't that to do it.
Yeah.
This has now turned into a lot of work. Between this and all the level up stuff. But I feel like it's kind of the right work at the right time. And as you say, the fact that we kind of get to spend some time together, I suppose, is a bit of a bonus for it as well. But genuinely, like a lot of the time, I just watched podcasts and thought we were funnier. I mean, I know that sounds ridiculous, but like I watched a lot of podcasts and I just kind of went, I reckon me and my brother are funnier than that. And like I did a video not long ago about just start up something. So, we just started something. Why not? Like,
Give it a go.
we were funnier than most of the other people that I was watching. So, well, and that's our opinion. And as long as we're watching it back and we're laughing, I'm all right with it.
I did say to you on the second week, somebody actually watched the first week, and I honestly didn't think anybody would. So I just thought, you and I will do this and we'll laugh about that in a couple of years. Remember when we did that once?
Yeah. Which is okay. I'm all right with that if that's what happens.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Well, thanks for that question. That was it was an interesting one, and nice to hear Si's point of view on that as well. We are going to move on to a real quick one because you found a photo.
Okay. Yeah.
You found a matching photo to my photo. We'll put this up on the screen now. So you found the photo of you outside the Golden Gates.
Yeah.
That matched my photo outside.
I was looking for a tandem picture. I just couldn't.
I couldn't find it.
Yeah.
Which is a real beauty as well. I don't know why we were. I suppose it was just hot. That's why we were both topless. But what I did feel the need to do though was to just kind of quickly Photoshop it so that we were both in the photo together.
Oh, look at that.
So it was kind of like, hey, bike gang. Yeah,
30 odd degrees, and we both got jeans on.
Yeah,
But
jeans.
it's too hot. It's hot though.
I got to say though, even in that photo, you look so much cooler than me. It's something about the leg. You've got like the real like hitched up leg going on.
I'm not
Just
sure
like, hey there.
That's cool.
I don't know either, but when I photoshopped as well, it looks like I've lost an arm. But we'll live with it. It just
Oh, wow.
yeah, it's probably where the taxi hit me.
Wow. If you want to do an Ironman thing, I'll drag you along. We can do that.
That's why I've got a robot arm now because of that. It wasn't a taxi at all. Just only ever had one arm. Don't know how I managed to climb that gate, but it's a story for another day. That is anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, lovely. Right, we're going to finish up for today. All right.
Good stuff.
I usually finish up with a bit of a final thought or something that I found on the internet. One thing that I did see on the internet this week, I'll post a link to the actual video so you can watch it if you want to in the description. But it was talking about just taking some time to look at the smaller things and realize that actually in this massive world that we have, there are smaller worlds. So next time you're walking the dog, just have a look at some of the things that are going on in the bushes and in the trees and in the bark and all of those kind of things and realize that actually there's a world going on there as well. That's a tiny little piece of the universe. And that actually we're all just a tiny little piece of the universe. And as long as we're all doing our bit, it'll all work out okay.
I like it.
It's all right, isn't it?
Yeah.
It kind of makes it seem a little bit less overwhelming. I don't know if you do that with running. Do you kind of run to lampposts? Break it down into small chunks?
Yeah, I break it down into small chunks, yeah.
I do that with hills. If it's a real struggle, you break it down into pieces. And I suppose it's that, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's breaking it down and saying that actually we're just a small piece rather than you have to solve everything. It's a good one, isn't it?
I like it, yeah. Good.
All right. Okay. We're going to finish up there. So I hope you've enjoyed today. I hope you've learned something new, maybe about Si and his philosophy on work-life balance and got some tips and advice from that. Maybe you are off to get yourself a new pair of ASICS trainers so that you could be all matchy with Si. Or maybe you're just off to One Stop to get yourself some cheeky Mars drinks. Whatever you might have ahead of you, I hope that you have a fantastic week ahead, and we will see you later. Love you.
Love you.
Bye.